Hello and welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to solve the question number 3 of December 2019 Engineering Economics of the PENG exam in Canada. The question is as below. We have 3 investments. The table below summarizes expected cash flow for each of the 3 investments over the next 7 years. Due to the budget limitation, the corporation will only choose one investment out of the 3 investments at a minimum attractive rate of return of 8%. Answer the following. So as you can see, this is the project. The first, second, third project. We have to choose which one we have to tell the project, we have to tell the company that which one is better for them, is more beneficial for them to choose. They have different initial costs, different expenses per year, and different return at the end of the 7th years. In part A, determine the economically best investment for the corporation using a rate of return method. So when talking about the rate of return, we know that we have to calculate NPV. NPV is summation of Ct over 1 plus r to the power of t, and r is the same as interest rate of return. And this summation should be equal to 0. So what are we gonna do in the first part? The Ct is equal to minus 100,000. I mean that when we are expanding, it would be minus. When we are earning, it would be plus. So minus 100 minus 40 divided by 1 plus r. And how we are calculating this value, let me just show you here. Here is mentioned that the initial cost is 100,000. Expenses would be 40,000 for the first year, increasing by 2,000 every year. So we have to go one by one, adding 2,000. 40, after that would be 42, after that 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, and at the end, the return at the end would be 600,000. So let's see it again together. So according to what I told before, the Ct, our cost would be minus 100 minus 40 divided by 1 plus r to the power of 1 minus 42, because this is year 1, this is year 0, this is year 1, minus 42 divided by 1 plus r to the power of 2, minus 44 divided by 1 plus r to the power of 3, because it's year 3, minus 46 divided by 1 plus r to the power of 4, minus 48 divided 1 plus r to the power of 5, minus 50 divided by 1 plus r to the power of 6, minus 52 divided by 1 plus r to the power of 7, and at the end we have earning of $600,000. The whole summation should be equal to 0. So we have to do that. We have to calculate this value for all of them. For year 2, for the project number 2, for the project number 3, and out of that we have to calculate the rate of return, the interest rate of return for each of them. So if we want to calculate it, it's better to use the calculator. Other than we have to do some try and error. For example, we have to start, for example, with 10%, put it in 10% to see that what would the result, or for example, put 20% to see that if we have to add it or do some minus and play with that one to find the correct result. But there's another way. I mean that we have to choose the one which has the highest interest rate of return. Yeah, as I told you, we have another way. It's better to use the financial calculator. And how do we have to use that? So I'll just explain it here, and you'll do it by yourself. You know it better. So the investment number 1, initial cost is $100,000, return is $600,000, expenses is a gradiently increase, 40,000 each year, 2,000 will be increased. So the year 0 minus 100,000, year 1 minus 40, year 2 minus 42, year 3, and to the year 6 minus 50,000. In year 7, it would be minus 52,000 plus the earning of 600,000. So we are using the calculator. How we are going to use the calculator? First, we press the CF0, we put it equal to minus 100,000. For CF1, put it with minus 40,000. And for CF7 is the summation of this one, plus 548,000. And after that, you have to press the IRR. The IRR, for example, here would be 20.6%. You can see it's easier if you use the calculator. If you do the same for plan number 2, plan number 3, we'll see that the IRR would be 18.8%, and for plan number 3, 19.3%. So we have to choose the one which has the higher rate. compared to the minimum attractive rate of return. Is it always the case in part B? Is it always the case for the alternatives with the highest rate of return to be economically best alternatives? No. To be honest, it depends. It depends on the scale of investment, payback period, reinvestment rate. Usually, net present value, net present worth could be a better criteria. So comparing to rate of return and net present value, it's better to use net present value. As I told you, because of the scale of investment, repayment rate, and reinvestment rate and the payback period. IRR does not, that interest rate of return does not account for the scale of investment. Net present value is a better criteria. And in the part C, it's asking that are you expecting different result if comparison is based on future growth? No calculation or add. We don't need to calculate anything. How do you think? Do you think that if we calculate it based on the future growth, the result would be different? So we can say that future worth and present worth always give the same ranking because using the same minimum attractive rate of return. IRR can give different ranking than forward value and the present value because IRR assuming reinvestment at IRR. Hence, if interest rate of return rank as the best, forward might give the same result. But if interest rate of return is much higher than MARR, forward could lead different ranking. So if when you're calculating the present worth, definitely the future worth will be the same because both of them are using the MA minimum attractive rate of return. But when we are using the interest rate of return, we are not using the MARR. So the value for forward worth based on IRR could be different from the present worth based on IRR. The different in project characteristic result in different ranking. So initial investment project with large initial cost may have a different forward worth due to compounding of these costs over time. Thank you for watching this video. Wish you the best on your way for getting this certification. Have a good time.